There we go. Uh-oh. My one doesn't look as focused as the other one. Let me try and focus that one up a little bit better. Well, guys, I got good news and bad news. I guess the good news is, like, I've got this kind of nailed down on how to keep a stream running like this, real smooth and stuff. But I realized tonight I have a huge problem where my computer wants to prioritize. Oh my God, are you serious, dude? Bro, you're gonna need to grow some muscles. Bring it to me. My son's not strong enough to open a Mountain Dew bottle. Bring me your cup. Where's your cup? What, are you gonna just drink it out? Oh, you wanna just drink it straight from here? Yeah, you can. I'm not drinking any Mountain Dew. I don't touch soda. Here, take the top. Brother, ugh. All right, let me get chat popped out so we can start to stream your chat too. I don't know if anybody's gonna come back after I've burnt everybody out on me restarting about 1,000,000 times now. There we go. Probably everybody thinks this is like a... All right, let me get chat popped out so we can start to stream your chat. God damn it. Well, I did try to pretend like I knew how everything worked, but obviously I don't. Well, I don't know. There's got to be a better way to pop out chat and get it working. There we go, Moderate Thinker. I'm back. Just got here. Don't worry, man. You didn't miss anything. I just ran a 1-hour stream where I screwed around, learning absolutely nothing about how to stream. For some reason, my computer wants to prioritize the bandwidth of an online game above all else. And so if I try to run OBS, I've even tried to run the proprietary NVIDIA game capture, and for some reason it doesn't even want to run that. It just won't. It just overloads the bandwidth to the point that it crashes out of YouTube. I have 2 old chats open. Sorry about that. All right, you know what I'll do? I need to go in here and clean some stuff up. Give me a second. Sorry about that. It's completely my fault. All right, account. I'll do this on my phone as I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, I've made a complete mess of my channel tonight. Rested live. Oh God. All right. Delete. Delete. All right. No, not edit. Delete. Delete. All right. And delete. Delete. All right. Live right now. This is the same live, isn't it? Let me just check. Manage videos. Okay, home. Okay, videos, home, live. Okay. All right. Sorry about all that. Sucky. How everything went tonight. It's okay. I'm still learning. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm finally eating for the first time today. What's everybody up to tonight? I wasn't planning on streaming tonight. I thought I had work tomorrow, but they closed work again because we got crazy tornadoes and hurricanes flying all around the place. It's still ultra windy. It's like, not like, ooh, what a breeze. It's like break a tree type of windy right now. I have a stop sign on the corner of my yard because our roads are public roads that are connected to my house, and it's like bending the metal that holds up that stop sign. Luckily, that's the city's problem if that thing's break. Sorry, I'm always eating on stream. I don't settle down to chill out until I'm here with you guys. You just bored and got some time to kill. Well, you came to the right place. Maybe. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's so weird, man. If I run like a game that doesn't try to play online, No problem at all. Doesn't kill my bandwidth whatsoever. Right now I'm running at about 3 megabytes per second. As soon as I start up a game, it like literally drops it to like 0. I mean, well, an online game, I mean. Whoa, dang, they even closed schools all the way up in North Carolina? Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, I think I'm past the worst of it. Earlier today, though, man, I saw some people's roofs like bending. I saw some people's roofs like raising up as the wind came in. They need to get some stuff fixed. My roof's still pretty fresh. It's only about 2 years old, so I'm good. But I saw some, and one of them's like one of those, metal roofs that they talk about, like that's the strongest roof you can get. I saw one of those bending today. Yeah, it's pretty crazy weather right now. Glad you survived the rapture. Did I though? Don't you not want to survive the rapture? You don't want to be left here on Earth? I don't know. It's my first time surviving a rapture. Um, but man, oh man, Florida, it's like a constant comedy show. I saw people out there trying to mow their lawn as the hurricane came in. One guy got like a couple strips done and then like ran inside, just like left his mower in the lawn and ran inside because it started like raining sideways and pelting people with sticks. I'm just like, what's this guy doing? It's like you're like in the heart of the storm right now, and now you decided to start cutting your lawn. What do you? I don't know. I'm in Alabama and hoping we get some good rain. Um, yeah, I mean, if that's what you guys need right now, then I hope so too. I'm just worried about the people in the Gulf. Apparently, it's been upgraded to a Category 4. That's no joke, man. That will ruin some lives if it touches land. And, my heart goes out to those people who have to deal with that. You should see Tampa. Tampa's right next to me right now, and there's already 3 to 6 feet of water in some places. There's like bridges where like the water's literally like breaking waves over the bridge. It's nuts. Florida man is indeed a different breed. You are correct about this. I don't know what's up with us here in Florida. I love it. Like I love Florida. No hate. But I feel like it's just an endless jest. That's all Florida is just a divine comedy. Um, I don't know what it is that brings it out of us here. I think it's just because it's kind of an environment where like, um, no matter what your living situation is, you can keep living in Florida because the weather is good enough where you're not going to freeze to death. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. You're safe in Ohio? All right, that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that, Dr. Omni. Um, if you were on earlier and you came back on, even though I kept screwing up the stream, I appreciate you coming back on. I think Jonah, Moderate Thinker, you guys were on a little bit earlier and it was going all goofy. Are you into Common Writer at all? A new one called Gab just came out. We were actually talking about Common Writer last night. What is Gab, like the new version? I know like Japan still runs like a new version almost every year. We were talking about one thing that I found the other day when I was like I was searching for like horror or like action movies or like kind of like beat 'em ups and stuff like that. And there was a Common Writer movie that came out only a couple of years ago, and it was like an adult version of Common Writer where he like punches people so hard their head explodes and stuff like that. It was a pretty wild movie. Um, Playing Eve. All right, I used to play some Eve. If there's one thing I love about Eve is the soundtrack to that game is like, mwah, what an amazing soundtrack. I could probably listen to the soundtrack like endlessly. Definitely one of the top 10 soundtracks of any game made. I put it up there with Silent Hill, Siren, Blood Curse, and Kuon. What other games do I feel like have the best OST ever? I'm not a big fan of Resident Evil's soundtracks. Some of them are kind of goofy. What else? Anything else? Yeah, the soundtrack is so good. I've fallen asleep to Eve's soundtrack so many times. I mean, if there was ever a theme to space, to like the void of space, the emptiness, the sort of isolation, it's the music in Eve. Do you still play 7 Days to Die? Hell yeah, I do. I haven't revisited that in a while. From what I've heard, like it's got a bunch of updates that really changed it up quite a bit. My son and I actually play that game all the time. He's pretty decent. We're both okay at it. We're not like, we don't play on the hardest setting possible with the zombies set to sprint constantly or anything like that, but we've gone, how many days have we gone before surviving? In 7 Days to Die. What's like our longest run? Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of them where we like just went on for days and days and days and days. It's so weird with that game because you can have like one run that you start and like you just start finding everything you possibly need. It's going great. And then you have some where like as soon as you start, a dog jumps out and infects you and you're just like, oh God, what's the point? Blood Curse sounds cool. I don't know if that's the newest one. I think like the newest version's called like New Translation or something like it. When I say new, I mean the game is like 10 or 15 years old. It's pretty old. It's a good game though, man. You should listen to that soundtrack. That soundtrack is just like, and like if you actually look up the lyrics of like what they're singing in that, you're just like, oh, this is heavy. Did you update 7 Days to Die yet? I actually have it uninstalled right now. Just because I've been playing. What have I been playing recently? Let me go take a look at my Steam library. And mostly, it's just been it's mostly just been me playing Japanese horror games. I don't know why, but when I take Steam and I have it on like my laptop monitor, I can open and shrink the window. But if I move it over to my attached monitor, it like gets stuck on a size and won't change. I don't get it. Oh, I forgot to start recording. Oh boy. Chat capture properties. Where's the new chat? There we are. Sorry about that, guys. I totally forgot to do that. You guys are part of the show too. Don't you ever forget that. That does not fit the window at all. Give me a second here. Let me figure this one out. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll shrink this one down a little bit. Do you like the double cam tonight? the double live cam? I don't know. I just thought I'd mess with that. I never ever used the proprietary camera on my laptop, but I saw where it's pointing tonight and I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool like angle and stuff like that. I've got a nicer one connected up. What is this one called? The Logitech streaming cam or whatever. It's like a little bit expensive, but it always streams great. Let's see. All right, we got everything in there perfect. I want to just fix that. I kind of feel like I need to take this little thing out of here. Looks comfy. Yeah, it's real comfy the way I got things set up here. I could go out and buy a gaming chair, but instead I've set up this kind of wacky. Well, you know what? I'll show you guys. How can I bring this around? Oh, I'll show you guys what I got here. So I got this here, and then I got this one over here. So I just like set it up like this. And I can also, like, I got my TV back there, and I can also do like a remote monitor that way and add a third monitor. But really, unless I'm playing some kind of mega action game, there's not really a point. Like Black Myth Wukong or, I don't know, a Resident Evil game or something like that. It looks pimp. It's all like cheap equipment and stuff like that. I buy like really cheap stuff. Like even I really like the sound on this headphone setup. This thing was only 29 bucks. Um, as if I ever get, you know, a heavier viewer base with streaming, I'll definitely upgrade everything, but no point in dumping loads of cash into it when it's just kind of a fun hobby more than anything else. You ever played Twisted Metal 2? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Have you watched the show? They made a show about Twisted Metal, and I thought that would suck. It's actually like surprisingly decent. Yeah, man. You know what I love about Twisted Metal is like the endings are so weird. Like just the ideas of like, who's the one guy? He's like lives inside of a tire. They all got such like weird endings. I love how grim some of the endings on that game are. Hope you don't mind if I eat some cucumber. I'm probably gonna crunch right into it. Is it? I heard about it, but never picked it up. That is a unique game. I mean, like, it's super fun. The combat and everything like that, it's like super fun. Um, and like each character is like so unique and interesting, and like it's the only game I've ever played where I wanted to see the ending of every single character involved in the game. And like just some of them are so out there. Like the idea they came up, I'm just like, who writes this? Is amazing. Onyx, is that the guy in the tire? Who came up with that idea? What a good idea. A man chained to the inside of a massive tire. They made phone's getting low. Well, you better pick it up higher then, like hold it somewhere up here. Um who's the God dang it. Okay, now I'm gonna look, you know what? I'm gonna go look up all the character names so I'm not just like, the guy who looks like this. Uh Twisted Metal. Man, I have not talked about that game in a long time. What did I have that on? I played that on PS3, I think was the last time I played it. Characters. There we go. Let's see if they just have. Okay. Needles. Have you seen the show with the guy who plays Needles? I mean, my God, that guy, like, he's not doing the voice, but he's doing like the body actions. And I mean, that's like Needles. That's Needles IRL. Like, whoever made the design, made the costume, casted the actor, chose the voice. I mean, I've never seen. I mean, that is like literally they made the character come to life. It's incredible. Sweet Tooth. Uh-oh. I just got another warning. You might see me check my phone. I'm checking hurricane warnings right now. Ooh, Northport's getting hit bad. We are still feeling the effects of the Hurricane Helene. Please refer to this graphic of where to call 311 versus 911. Uh-oh. Anybody else who's in Florida here with me, man? I hope you're okay. 2 was on PC, was it? Man, I almost want to go back and play some of those. I don't know, those are like... That's the kind of game you rent from Blockbuster and you play it so much that you're like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to return this one. Oh, they are, man. I don't know what it is with cucumbers. Cucumbers and like pickles are like my favorite food, dude. I could eat a million of them. And the great thing is, there's like barely any calories. Probably the most calories I get is from the ranch dressing. Ever watch the Shogun? I started to watch it, and then I didn't get very far in. I only got into like the first one. Man, I watched something recently. God, I want to recommend it. God, it was good. Hold on. I gotta recommend you guys this one movie. Cucumber fresca is so delicious too. You know they have like cucumber Pepsi in Japan for a while. That was not so good. God, what was the name of this movie? It's an old samurai movie. When you said Shogun, I wanted to think about recommending this. You could probably find it on YouTube for free. It's okay, hold on. I'm gonna find out what the name is. Japanese. Even my son watched it too, and he was like, "That's such a good story." Oh, whoops. What's the one? Samurai Marathon. Acclaimed filmmaker Bernard Rose has created a stunning visual feast, complemented by a haunting score. Maybe we'll watch that one day. Ooh. Damn, dude. 3.8 miles away, an apartment complex was just evacuated for like 4 to 5 feet of water. Holy crap, dude. Sorry, like I said, if you see me suddenly look down at my phone and start to like read stuff, it's like pretty much all this massive storm that's going on. We just got through like the most insane wind. I mean, it was like turning trees sideways and stuff, bending the stop sign in my yard and stuff. It was hardcore. Yikes, man. I hope they're okay, dude. That sucks. Actually, you know what? I do need to check. Do you guys have like are any of you part of a neighborhood with an HOA and then you guys have a Facebook group? I swear to God, if you want the most gossip and the biggest drama ever, join your HOA's Facebook group. I watch these people just eat each other alive. It's funny, dude. They cannot stay out of the drama. I only talk on there if I ever get somebody else's mail. I don't know why, but the post office, Amazon, UPS cannot figure out our neighborhood at all. Wait, I don't actually. I was about to be like, my address is this, and they always get it wrong. No, Scott, don't do that. Don't dox yourself. How is the community holding up? I saw a picture of one house that lost half of its roof. Whoa, Maki, one of the houses in our neighborhood lost half their roof. Probably they haven't replaced the roof in a long time. Ours is only 2 years old, so we're okay, but oh my God. Half of the...
What happened?
Holy crap, dude. Look.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
What did they do?
I don't know. Hold on. Dude, this sucks, dude. I'm so sorry, man. Oh my God. What happened? How? Can it focus enough? This is in my neighborhood. I mean, that's not a very old house, dude. You know, some of them in here, they're like from like the early 70s. And like if they haven't had stuff replaced, they're in trouble, but just saw this. Please stay safe. What did you just see? What is this? Just saw this. Please stay safe. Oh, dude, is someone's freaking roof ripped off? Yo, that's crazy. Florida is going under the sea. Da 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 da. It's okay. I'm sure King Titus will save us. People kept asking me, they're like, have you had to evacuate? Well, like I'm in flood zone X, which if you guys don't know, like X is the highest point. Like you can't go higher than X. So I said, yeah, if I have to evacuate, Florida's underwater, dude. Like the whole state would be underwater. I made sure when I bought a house, I got my mom to teach me. She knows how to like look up floodplains on these like county-based maps and stuff like this. And I was like, yo, show me how to do that. I'm not buying anything in A or B. A or B is like the first ones that always get evacuated. Monkagiga? What is that? Well, I thought this was playing Phasmophobia with viewers, not watch Scott dick around on his phone with a dress up Roblox game. So brutal, dude. No, man, this is Phasmophobia. I don't know if you know, there's been a huge graphical improvement, and that's why it's like, oh, you know what we should do, Dan? You just gave me a total idea. Why don't you just stream Phasmophobia on your channel, and then I'll play with you on there, and that's how we can eventually stream it. That's totally what we should do. All right, when you're ready, we'll do that, man. We'll just stream it on your channel. I'll take the footage from your channel, completely claim it as my own, do a copyright strike against you, take down your channel, and then make a drama video where I'm like, this guy's been stealing my videos. Dan, if like people don't know like that we're friends IRL, they're gonna be like, dude, this guy in the chat is like a huge hater. There's a graphical improvement, but the characters are lame as fuck. Tomorrow night, yeah, okay, that sounds good, bud. I messed around with it so much to make it work, dude. I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll make an announcement, and that way you'll get a bunch of viewers on your channel too. Well, you already got a bunch of viewers. Your channel's way more popular than mine. If you guys don't know, it's Cursed Urban. That's a channel we'd use, right? We'd use Cursed Urban to stream tomorrow. Troll. Dan's a cool guy. We go way back. What, 2013? When we hung out IRL? Met at the Osaka Hanami party. It's a fun game, but seriously, Dan, I haven't turned it on like a long time. Everything's new on it. Like it's super different from when you and I used to play. Like we're definitely gonna have to do the training playthrough again. Like I actually, you know what? I'll do that tomorrow before we play together. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. How many? It's been like 2 or 3 years since we played last time, right? It's fun though. It's a fun game. You guys, thanks so much for being here again tonight for another live stream, man. I swear, like, I get so down sometimes when I can't make the stream work right. Like, I get slightly depressed about it, but when I get here and I'm chatting with you guys, it like totally lifts my mood. Like last night, I was just like so bummed. And then one of my viewers was like, well, I know this movie we could watch. And we started chatting. We watched this creepy found footage documentary. Uh, Softy Papa, if you guys don't know him, Kurt, he jumped into my chat. We were chatting it up, man. We were talking about this one time, Kurt. He's, if you guys don't know, he's like an old school J blogger. He's back from the old school days. He'd show stuff like Japanese hornets, and he ran a whole vintage business in Japan. He moved to America, but now for retirement, he's heading back to Japan. He had this story. I had him featured on Osoroshi Saturday one time. He was riding his bike through a tunnel that goes underneath a mountain in Shizuoka, and he's riding in there. It's like kind of late at night. He's got that light, that you always have on the bikes. You watched the second episode, Jonah? That's okay, man. But I totally understand. Like I was actually like crashing tired. Like I was absolutely annihilated, sleep wise. So I was like, damn, I really want to watch another one, but I need to sleep. But I was after I watched that first one, I was kind of, especially like the picture they showed at the end of it. I was like, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, are these good? Like, what is? And then by the time we got to the end and they showed that super creepy picture, I was like, this is quality. Like, this is good stuff, man. What a good suggestion by what was his name? Like something Lefany or something. Left. I can't remember. Damn, I'll be the worst at memorizing viewers' names. Um, I always remember everybody's icon. It's like a visual thing. I can always remember visuals, but not verbal stuff. Um, Looking forward to Dan Da Dan for October. Good horror manga. Dan Da Dan. Hold on. I want to check that out, man. Dan Da Dan. All right, hold on, hold on. Deco-chan. Deco-chan. Oh, Daddy, you're eating food. I want some yummies too. No, you can't eat human food, baby boy. Don, don, don. Hold on. Now you got me typing with my left hand because you're crushing my body. Don, don, don. Images. I just want to see if I like. Yo, I've never watched this. What is this? Don, don, don. It's a horror manga? Really? Maki, have you ever heard of Don Da Don? Yo, what is that? Yo, I gotta check this out. This looks sick. All right. And it's a horror series. It's got some super bright colors for being horror. I mean, which is cool. Like, that's different. That's cool. I'm not mocking it at all, but. Deco-chan. Oh, Daddy, am I a streaming cat now? Did I make mega bucks? Here, let's switch it up so we can have. Hold on. We'll switch them out. So we can have Nickel Cam. Oh, Daddy. Am I a streamer now? All right, let's see here. Let's see. With some shonen fights. What? Yo, that looks sick. I gotta check this out, man. That looks sick. Heck, dude, is there a trailer, dude? Let's freaking. Yeah, my beautiful tuxedo cat, Deco-chan. Oh, Deco-chan. He was super skinny when I picked him up from Kitty Town. He's like a stray cat. 7 years he was on the street, and I picked him up. He was bone thin. His hair was like all sickly and everything. And about how quick did he get mega fat? What, like 8 months or something, probably? 6 months? Too big, man. Like, don't worry, I don't overfeed him or give him a bunch of treats or anything like that. Like, I give him one bowl in the morning and one bowl when I come home at night. Change his water every day, and man, he got big. He a big boy now. He's a complete Neko unit now. He is a chubby chunk. I'm actually kind of reducing his food recently to kind of. I just worry about his weight. He got big. Yeah, at least he's in a good place. Exactly, and he's such a nice boy. He is the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest Neko ever, man. But yes, he is a lover of food. Maybe I just need some good manga and anime to start with, but I'm not into manga. That's what you just need good stuff, bud. I used to be the same way. I used to be because like I'm not a big fan of like what's popular. I mean, look, I'm not trying to throw any shade, but never really liked a Dragon Ball Z. Okay, tried to watch Naruto for a bit, couldn't get deep into it, especially when fights would like go on and on and on for like multiple episodes where the person's like internally thinking. That used to like drive me nuts. They're like, he's about to execute the triple A movement, but does he not know that Kakashi Sensei can use his special eyeball? It's just like, can you just fight? Can I just see the moves instead of you talking about it for an hour? Um, what else did I see that I just wasn't very like Gundam? I love to build Gundams. I love to make them. Um, have you ever tried to watch the show? It's like doing your taxes. That's about how interesting it is. Um, and so I used to think too, like, this stuff looks cool, but I'm just not really into manga or anime. Once you find your niche, because there's so many genres, once you find your niche, man, you'll be like, why did I ever think I didn't like manga or anime? Mm, Tokyo Ghoul is a really cool premise. Um, it does kind of have that whole I'm so weak, I'll never be a really strong guy. I can't do this. Like, that kind of character where it kind of drives me insane. It's also got a kind of a, I know it's not an isekai um, manga, but it has that feel of like, cool, fish out of water. And I've just kind of gotten sick of like fish out of water type setups. To be fair though, Tokyo Ghoul did it like way before a lot of other manga did or any anime or anything like that. It's a really original idea. The whole concept of him being half whatever ghoul slash vampire, whatever the hell they're supposed to be, and trying to like hold on to his humanity while he's trying to fight the beast within. It's a cool premise. I don't know, just something about it I never really caught on for me. I tried to watch a couple episodes. I tried to read a couple of the manga. I was kind of like, all right, I get it. Like, totally makes sense why people are into this, but I just never connect it with me. I'm really weird when it comes to manga and anime. Like some stuff especially with like anime series, a lot of them I'll start out like mega hyped. I'll be like, "Damn, this is the best thing I've ever seen," and then like by episode 6, I'm like, like Banana Fish. Have you guys ever watched Banana Fish? Awesome cartel, narc, military, um, investigative, um, private eye gumshoe type themes combined all into one sort of urban noir and gritty city fights and stuff like that. And it was when it started, I was like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on with this? Sick! Like, is he ever gonna find out who did this to his brother?" And but like episode 6, I was like, "I don't care anymore. Who cares?" I don't know why that always happens with me. Um, hmm. I think for me, well, no, there is some series where I just like watched everything and was like, that was amazing. Like One Punch Man, like I never got sick of that one. Um, what's the other one with the big lizard who chomps on people's heads? Dodo Hedodo. I watched every single episode of that and loved it. It was just so out there with its cyberpunk, splatterpunk, grindcore sort of future yet fantasy mystical setting. That was just like incredible. I also really like the characters, especially that girl who makes the gyoza and stuff like that. What a like cool sort of setup where she's like, well, I don't actually, you know what? I don't want to spoil anything. Banana fish? I don't know, man. Like I was super like I'm like, okay, so you figured this out. Now where's the plot gonna go? I just like couldn't. I engaged originally with it and like empathized with the main character, wanted to find out what happened to his brother, felt bad when the little kid died, and then just suddenly by like 6 or 7 episodes in, I was like, feels like we're moving a little too slow here. I don't really care too much anymore. I don't know. Knights of Sidonia. Knights of Sidonia. Hold on. Um, Give me a second. I don't know, like other stuff too that I think like I'd really be into. I was like, if you like Berserk, you should watch Vinland Saga. And like I watched it, I was just kind of like, this is too wacky, like too goofy. Um, Knights of Sidonia. Um, yeah, there we are. Um, you know what? Like I know this, I've seen it, but I've never watched. I haven't watched any episodes or anything of this. Is like a movie or like series of episode TV series. Okay, I've never watched this. Like I've seen the character a bunch of times. That's so weird. I gotta check this out. Correct me if I'm wrong. This like it has kind of like Blame vibes, or well, I don't know what that comic is called. Blame or Blame Blame, the one where like the robots keep building a city for infinity. Um, is that the same as Knights of the Zodiac? I don't know. The Legend of the Galactic Hero. What was the other one I watched? It was like by the maker of Atomic Boy, and it started out like so good. Um, like I was really into it, and I was like, this is the best ever. No, I'm sorry, not Atomic Boy. Why did I call him that? Astro Boy. The maker of Astro Boy, he made a new series. Well, it's not new, but it's finally been animated for Netflix. Can't remember what it's called now. It's like an investigative series where the main investigator is like a robot person. Lawrence Lure game I got over the weekend reminds me of what? Really? Oh, you know what I actually played recently? I actually returned it because it's still too glitched out to be fun. Forever Winter, dude. Forever Winter's got Blame vibes, dude. Okay, Lawrence Lure. Hold on, I want to check that out. Excuse me. Lawrence Lure. Uh-oh, what happened there? All right. Whoa, I typed that in wrong. I think I saw. Uh, oh yeah, who was? I think it was Grimbeard. Grimbeard was doing like a demo of this. Oh, speaking of, oh no, wait, never mind. I heard it already sucked. There was a game that came out that I was kind of really excited for called Mouthwashing. But I heard like the final conclusion is kind of like you're kind of like, oh, that's not that great. Yeah, Lawrence Lure, where you play like this robot trying to navigate around this city. That does have Blame. Yeah, dude, you nailed it with that, dude. That looks so sick, man. Did you already beat it? I don't like twisted stuff, and some stuff I saw had more twisted sort of things going on with it. I don't love gore. Oh yeah, dude. Oh man, moderate thinker, dude. Gore is not that important to me either when it comes to um, manga or anime. For example, some people love this one series called Jagang, like Jagaaaan, and like everyone's like, it's such a sick horror series and stuff like that. I thought it was like okay, but I just couldn't get that into it. I read every single manga that came out for it, but it was just like such a ridiculous idea. It started out cool. It's like people who are infected with this virus that turns them into um, what their biggest desire is. So whatever they desire the most, like if they crave violence or they if they crave power, or they become like a mutated form that represents that desire. And people suddenly start to burst out into these forms and attack the town. And there's a policeman, and I'm not spoiling it. This is like you learn this in like the first um, one. there's this policeman who's like his desire has always been to like actually fight crime because Japan's not big about massive crime or anything like that. And he just wishes for once he could finally use his gun and be in a shootout or something like that. And so he's able to stop the transformation halfway through because one of the aliens who brought this virus to Earth helps him stop from being fully infected. So he just gets like this hand or arm that can turn into a giant gun. And, it looks like this giant mutated gun arm. And he's able to fight off the people who mutate into these like desire monsters and stuff like that. And it's like, it starts out really good. And there's a secondary plot with this one guy whose desire is lust. And like, he's got a crazy subplot. But it just kind of turned into like the same, like, oh, this guy's a giant powerful horse. This guy's a giant powerful frog. This guy's a powerful tree person. Like, you're just kind of like, okay, this is like cool the first couple of episodes, but then after a while, even though this is such a unique take, it's just like that unique take is like Honko stamped on every single episode that keeps coming out, and you're like, this was cool at first, but I guess like you got to push it. It's the same thing with like Gantz. Like Gantz was, it's awesome. I love it. I read, I probably read like 135 of those books. I think it goes on and on longer than that. But eventually I got even sick of that, where it's just like, oh, somebody dies, somebody comes back again, somebody wins a game, they can do the same stuff over again. Oh, they go to a place and there's some kind of crazy new monster there, and they learn how to use their suit in a new way. Like, I don't know. There's some series I just feel like, why do you keep pushing the series to continue? Just end it. Stop. It was good. Like, bookend this thing. Gantz is super cool. I mean, the idea is awesome. The suits are cool. The characters are lovable. Like the creatures they fight are awesome, especially the Osaka team. Like that blew my mind when I read the Osaka arc, where they literally fight through Dotonbori, and like every place I had ever seen in Dotonbori becomes like a giant monster. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, but I just remember, well, first of all, they came out with that awful live action movie, which was just like straight garbage. They did come out with this like CGI version of it, which actually covered the Osaka arc. And like, that was incredible. Like, why did they not do that first? Hold on, let me switch these back out again. I feel weird talking, seeing myself sideways. That was like incredible. I think it's still on Netflix now if you go search for it. It's like a CGI Gantz movie. It was so good, dude. But after a while, I just kind of got bored of the premise. It was just like, you're in this new location and you're fighting this monster. It's like new location, new monster, new location, new. And like, some of the stuff was like kind of, really good, like subplot, for example, like the Osaka team is like addicted to heroin or whatever it is. Like you're just like, what? How? Like, how are you even surviving when you have to be put into these circumstances? Or like the fact that he learns how he can bring people back to life. What was that? Complete linking your devices. Your PC and your mobile device are almost linked. Go away. All right. One Piece got like that. Yeah. So that's another one. Everybody loves One Piece, and I just never really did anything for me. Like, I watched it, and even the first episode, I'm like, this is just too goofy. Like, he's a guy from an island of monkey people, and he cuts off his own lips to try and look human. You're just like, what? I don't know. I mean, it's unique, weird. It's out there. People love it. There's nothing wrong with that. But it was just always a little bit like too wacky. I saw a Ghost in the Shell standalone complex a few years ago, the whole thing, and it wasn't really too bad, but not all I thought it would be. My biggest problem with Ghost in the Shell is like, the first one's awesome. It gets into these crazy existential ideas, but also has like these amazing fights, premise, drawing, art. They had that animated series. I mean, sorry, like the CGI animated series for a while, and that was pretty bad. Like I don't know who did the CGI in that, but it looks like it was done on like a PS1, um, with like flipped assets or something like that. It was so bad. Then I watched, well, this is like way before I watched the Netflix series. I watched Ghost in the Shell Part 2, And it got so layered and so complex that I was just like, yo, what? It's like, there's the doll maker, and the doll maker makes the dolls, and the dolls go into this world. And in this world, these dolls have these different personality traits that they want to bring to that world. And like, I was just like, what? Okay, like I started to follow it at the beginning, but like, you're losing me here. It's like too many complex layers. It's kind of like Paprika. Have you ever seen that movie, Paprika? Some people really love it. It just gets too insane. Like I can't follow it. Like it just the idea. Like it's a smart idea. It's good. It's like wild, incredible animation. That's like on a whole nother level of animation. But like I start to lose sense of the plot. I'm like, wait, so the guy, so somebody, wait, so dreams can become real life, and now they've found somebody whose dreams are invading real life, but like his dreams are more powerful because he's learned how to use it. Like I'm just like, what? Like maybe my mind is just too simple, and I can't carry the plot with my simple idiot brain mind. I don't know, but like there's some plots that just get so carried away where I'm like, yo, like it started out with a good, simple, basic plot I could easily follow and basic characters that I love. And then you got into all this crazy extra branching pathways, and there's a tangible and a non-tangible world, and some of the worlds are esoteric to one character. And you're just like, what? Yeah, Gantz is insane. It's awesome. I mean, it's such a good idea, but my only problem with Gantz is I felt like they could take it different places, but they should have ended like a series and then started something new about Gantz. Legend. Berserk is really in a class. Berserk is, man, Berserk is amazing. Berserk gives me like really good feelings when I think about it. It just makes me really happy to think about. I know it's super dark and super like, grim, but I don't know. I just have like really good memories of like being shocked by just such a dark turn on fantasy that I was just like, wait, fantasy can be almost like horror? What? Like, you know, the influence of like Hellraiser pushed into like a fantasy about like, dragons and epic battles at night. And you're just like, wait, Hellraiser mixed with that? And then when you got to play Dark Souls and you saw how much it was influenced by Berserk, like it just melds into this like perfect connection that you're just like, man, I just wish like FromSoft would make a Berserk game because there's like Berserk games out there. I think there's like two different ones out there, and from what I've heard, they're pretty garbage. So I just wish like, now I don't know if it'll ever happen now that the guy's dead who made it. I know it's been carried on by a second author, but I don't know. We need more dark fantasy. Yes. All right, Skeletor. Um, let's give you some stuff to check out. Um, check out Trench Crusade. Check out Turnip. What is it? Turnip 68 or Turnip 67? Oh, Turnip 28. That's what it is. I can never remember the number. Turnip 28. No, not turning 28. I was like, what is this birthday garbage? Turnip 28. There we go. Turnip 28. War game. This one's kind of janky, but Bleak Faith. That one was pretty jank though. What else have I? Because I am like constantly. Oh, I know. Mork, Borg. Um, let's see what else. There's something else. There's like this Italian company that just came out with one that it's like super dark. MNP, isn't that the one? Yeah, MNP. What does it stand for? I don't even know. Is that MHP or I can't? Oh, MNP. Okay. MNP. This one's not out yet though. What? I just want to make sure, like, when you try to look for it. No, sorry. MIRP. Wait, what? Mer? Is that what it's supposed to be? Mer. Italian RPG. Dark fantasy RPG. And maybe you've already heard of this one, but Kingdom Death. All right, you've probably seen that one though. You probably heard of Kingdom Death before. That'll give you, like, I mean, they're not all books or all games or all RPGs, but they're all in the genre of like ultra dark. Nice, man. Jonah, which army do you play usually? I'm a big Papa Nurgle fan. I have a what is it called? The Death Guard. Skeletor too. If you find stuff, man, let me know because I'm the same way. Like I'm constantly. So, oh yeah, actually, I found another one that I could download it recently. Like you could just get all the MP3, I mean, PNGs or PDFs or whatever they're called. Some of them are super obscure, so it's like hard to find. Done. You're gonna love Trench Crusade though. Trench Crusade is glorious. Damn, what did I do with that? Oh, Malgast. And I think Malgast you can download for free. There's even like paper cutouts and stuff like that. You're gonna love the artwork. Oh, and kill 6 billion demons. I think that's the full name, right? Hold on, let me just check to make sure. Is it to kill or kill? Kill 6 billion demons. Yeah, it's just called Kill 6 billion demons. You're gonna like it. What happened? Why didn't my message go through? Did I get disconnected or something? What happened? Hold on. I just typed something in the chat and it never went through. Let me just check my stream. Make sure I'm okay. Looks like I'm still going. What happened? Oh, I don't know what happened. That's weird. Yeah. Wonder what happened. That was weird. Like I typed it and it never went through. Kill 6 billion demons. There we go. Oh, and a comic book I started reading recently called I always forget. It's not Project. Not Prophecies. Principles. Wait, let me just check to make sure I got that right. I want to make sure I'm not messing up this name. Principles of Necromancy. Yeah, it is. I got it. Okay. You'll love this one, dude. Principles of Necromancy, dude. This, like, such a good comic. It's like a super dark fantasy comic. Like, even makes, like, Dark Souls look like a lighter, happy-go-lucky fantasy world compared to that. Yeah, definitely check that out, dude. I hope I've given you enough stuff. Thank you. I wrote these down on my phone. You guys, if you have anything too, dude, please let me know, man. I'm always, always, always on the search. Um, I need inspiration all the time for like I've been working on the same RPG for ages now called Infernal Dominion. That's the name of it. Infernal Dominion. Or at least that's the name I've been sticking with for so far, but um I have so much written and everything about it. Everybody else in the chat's probably like, "What are these guys talking about?" Like, I'm signing off. Well, what's all this damn dark fantasy garbage? Yeah, too bad. I love it. It's a passion. Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's funny, man. I'm a moderate thinker. I remember being a kid and begging my parents to let me rent Akira from Blockbuster, and like everybody telling me like, "It's so gruesome, dude. You're not supposed to watch that as a kid, man." And like I was staying over at my friend's house. I knew his dad was like more chill than my parents, who were like, a little more stricter on the Catholic side and didn't let me watch as much violent stuff. I was like, dude, ask your dad if we can rent Akira. I'm like, finally, I'm gonna get to see this movie. I was probably like 12 or 13 or something at the time. And his dad picks it up. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. And then we get to the checkout at Blockbuster, and he's like, this is just a cartoon, right? And like the guy's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, it's a cartoon, but it's really not like a cartoon for kids. And he was like, what does that mean? Like, how is a cartoon not suitable for kids? And he's like, it's pretty violent and gory. And then he was like, oh, guys, I don't think so. I don't know how, Scott's parents would feel if I rent. I'm just like, God damn it. Like, bro, you Blockbuster guy, you couldn't have like not destroyed, like spoiled this for me. Oh man. I think I didn't finally get to see it until I was like 16 or something like that. And then even when I rented it, my parents were like, "You can rent this, but we need to watch it with you." And I was just like, "Oh yeah, sure, okay." How uncomfortable to watch with your parents, right? I love my mom and dad. I love them, but I don't want to watch anime with my parents. No, Skeletor, we don't need to move on. No, man. Give me, like I said, any stuff you guys have found, please let me know too. No, you're good, dude. I can talk about dark fantasy all night long. Oh, Ninja Scroll, yeah. I watched some of it, but oh yeah, someone getting cut in half. Yeah, there's stuff like that, man. Oh, Skeletor, you've played Fear and Hunger. Have you played that? I was never invited back to that kid's house. Oh man. Dude, I used to try and watch all the scariest and goriest stuff I could as a kid. Some of it was like mind-bogglingly scary to me as a kid, like too much. Like I was like, "Oh my God." Like I'd have to hide behind the couch as I'm still trying to like ferociously watch it at the same time. Like, oh. I remember trying to watch Poltergeist when I was like, I was probably like 4 or 5 years old and just being like mortified by Maggot Man. Ugh. Oh yeah, okay. So you know Fear and Hunger. Okay, there's another one. Um, all right, let me look. I can never remember how this is spelled. I think it's like Filvedek or something. Have you seen this one? It's not as good as Fear and Hunger, but it's close. All right, where is it at? Hold on. It's not as brutally hard as Fear and Hunger. Where is the name of it? Filvedek? LME. Sorry. Always when I like bend over like this to get close, I suddenly get like a burp attack. The indie like Slavic one. Oh, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, it was pretty good. I made it all the way through that one. Whoops. I almost turned off my mic. You have it on wish list. It's worth it. It's worth it. It gets a little silly sometimes, though. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Like it starts to get into like like it's ultra grim dark and like, but then suddenly it's like I'm drunk and silly and like you're just like, oh boy. Like, but then it goes back to being super dark again. I mean, I guess even Fear and Hunger has some goofy parts where you're just like, okay. Not many though. Did you play part 2, Fear and Hunger Termina? My God, that one was ultra dark. The gods in that game, the gods are so well created in that game. Complete tonal shift. Yeah, I don't really like if you're gonna go grimdark, go ultra grimdark. Like I don't want to see Ultramarines busting a joke with Nurgle or something like that, like being like, "Oh, Nurgle, you're up to it again." Like I don't want to see stuff like that. I want them to just stay in that stoic, ultra violent world. Read my last one. I want to know if you heard of these shortcuts. Oh, sorry. Let me check. Got the hiccups again. Sure. I'm back. I might check out Paprika, though. I think I can watch it for free right now. Yeah, Paprika's worth it. It's amazing. Okay, what else did you write? I might have 10 minutes, maybe or more before my phone dies. Milking it to the very end, though. Oh, okay. Where did you leave me a list? I'm looking for it. Oh, I had Akira. I did like it, but it would be better still, though. Oh, did you see the set made by the dude? Yeah, isn't that crazy? He made tiny sets and like set off miniature explosions and stuff, and then like rotoscoped it to make. I mean, that's freaking incredible. I never saw all Full Metal Jacket or Trigun or Wolf's Rain, but I remember I wanted to when I was a kid. Nice, man. Oh, have I seen them though? Let me see. I watched most of Full Metal Alchemist, which I felt like that was kind of like hit or miss. Like some of the people he goes up against, you're like, oh, that's gruesome. Like with the one guy who turned his daughter into like a dog or something like that. I can't remember the full thing of how he does it. Like it's something like sacrifices her soul to like create a dog monster. And then it's ultra depressing, like how their story starts with like one brother has to become the metal knight thing, and like what aren't they trying to bring his mom back? But like they totally screwed up. He loses like a leg, and the other guy becomes like a set of armor. God, I wish I didn't have the hiccups right now while trying to do this. Super annoying. Wolf's Rain. Okay, Wolf's Rain. I got to look up. I've never seen that before. You're hungry?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you want me to make you anything? You sure? Okay. I got the hiccups again, man. I'm not eating anything dry, so I don't know why I'm suddenly getting them again. Cannon fodder. Oh, yeah, dude. That's like he's made a bunch of other stuff that's also incredible. Like I highly recommend watching Freedom, and I don't know if I'd say like the plot's really that good, but the art in Metropolis. Time to bust out. You're right, Skeletor. All right, I got to do it. I don't know why suddenly I'm not like usually it's only when I eat super salty stuff. Ugh.
I'm thinking that one's like sometimes I won't play against CFP.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. Mr. Hal wants to play with us one time. He's got an Xbox.
I thought that Xbox and PC can connect.
Sometimes. CFDs is called cross-platform, so we can connect. But it's not going to be as good as us because using a mouse is way easier than using a controller in that game. I want to go outside and look at the house. Yeah, the weather is nice out there. Like the temperature outside is really. All right. Can I put that milk back? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I had a super bad case of the hiccups. Had to drink milk. I don't know why, but milk does it every time. Just suddenly stops my hiccups. Dude. Last words, cough. I'm gonna cough, cause I'm gonna die, but I'll catch you later. Moderate thinker, don't die, dude. Stay alive. On 2%, gonna have to go, but thanks. It's been cool. I'm gonna send you another phone or something. I'm gonna send you a second phone, so I'll send you my old iPhone or something. Dang, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry, man. No. Yeah, Modern Thinker's always he's always got some good input and stuff. Modern, I'll have to check out that Wolf's Rain, dude. I haven't seen that. I also haven't seen that thing called Canon where I've watched something about like how he like made a whole entire miniature city and blew it up and drew everything. Like, I mean, that's so hardcore because they didn't have CGI back then to rotoscope stuff. But man, yeah, I could talk dark fantasy like forever. I've been working on the same world that's like ultra dark fantasy. The funny thing is too, like the more influence I have from other dark fantasy, we've updated the Steam user agreement. Okay. Well, that was weird. Okay. All right. Jonah, you too? You're into like a lot of the dark fantasy stuff? I'm prestige level 1 in Phasmophobia. That's crazy. Am I back okay? Yeah, okay, I am. Just going slow, huh? All right. Last night, guys, after we finished watching that found footage kind of documentary horror movie thing, my son and I, we sat down and we watched like a horror movie together called The Ring Curse or something like that. And it's not related to the movie The Ring or anything like that. And it starts out like a little cheesy, a little corny, It's about a girl who's like a really good writer and like how everybody bullies her in class. Um, Hold on. The Ring Curse. No. The Curse Ring? Is that what it's called? Hold on. I got the name like sort of mixed up. The Curse. What the heck is the movie called? What was the name of the movie? Cursed Ring or Ring of Curse? Hold on. Deco Channel. Ring of Curse. That's what it's called. Ring of Curse. I think it actually has a different. It has like a different Japanese name. Oh, the Japanese name of it is just Gomenasai. Okay. Thought could have come up with a better name than that. It's good. What? They turned off your sewer treatment plant. Are you in Florida or anything like that? Like are they turning it off because of that? Yeah, they're pretty dope, but I haven't broadened my horizons too much. It's okay. What kind of like okay, what kind of video games and stuff are you guys into then? Because I'm always looking for recommendations. I'm trying to always find stuff. My endless search is for indie stuff almost in any genre that is like got a good dark like and I don't care if it's fantasy or like cyberpunk or anything like that. I just want like a good grim dark story that's like set in any time and like opens my mind to like a whole new um idea of weird darkness. You're in St. Pete. Oh shoot, dude, we're close, man. Holy cow! Like a lot of the people I work with live in St. Pete, dude. I'm just down in Palmetto. I'm not far at all, man. That's crazy, dude. I didn't know we lived that close to each other. I have no idea where anyone lives or anything like that. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I got how many like two or three friends I work with that live in Palmetto, and they've been having flooding already. Like one guy, his house is like a little bit raised above some of the other teachers that I work with, and he said like she only lives like 7 minutes away, and he showed me a picture of what it looks like right now. It's just like up to like her yard. It's covering her yard. Rach, am I saying that right? Rach? Rach, why don't you play Sea of Thieves instead, man? Today? Today? I think we'd have to download it again. Do we both have it downloaded? It's going to take a while to download. It's over 100 GB. Yeah, it's an insane giant game. If you want to, we can. You're in an apartment complex. I just told you not to flush. Hmm. I hope it changes soon, man. That sucks, dude. I wonder what's going on that they did that. A lot of my friends out there are losing power and stuff like that. Ray CK Rake? Oh, sorry, man. Rake. Rake. Got you. I'll remember. Hmm? Inspect. Let me see. Okay. It is what it is. Florida things. Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad to hear like everything else is okay for you though, man. My friends were showing me getting pretty crazy there, and for a while here, like in Palmetto, dude, it was getting insane. Like, well, I showed you already the one person who had their roof blown off. Actually, when I took a break for a second to go get a glass of milk, I I had to take a step outside and go look at my own roof. Just I'm like horrified that I saw that in my own neighborhood. I'm like, my roof didn't blow off, did it? I mean, that's a good question, man. How close is that to us? I mean, it's just like only a walk down the road. Um, yeah, where was that?
A morning time.
What do you mean?
I see the picture of morning.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. What the heck? Maybe. Oh, that's a good question. How it does look like it's like morning time there, but all day today it was like dark as hell. That's a good question, dude. Weird. It is number. No, he's not lying. Maki, why? What would be the point of lying about somebody else's room? I think they just got a. Yeah, that's what it is. There's not a number on there. I can't figure out what number it is. We'll go look tomorrow. No, it's not. From 6 hours ago. Yeah, so it would have been 5 o'clock. It has still been light out.
But I was that time
That guy's roof is annihilated. I'm sorry, I'm.
because
Oh,
it's a dog.
man, kinda, yeah. All right, Senya's Sacrifice is dark. Yeah, I know. Like, I've actually, like, I followed the whole first one. Um, I never played either of the games, but I followed, like, I heard though the second one wasn't quite as good. Is that true though? I heard like maybe I don't know if it wasn't as good, but I think people were like complaining about like it was only 6 hours long or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think the length of a game really decides whether or not it's good. I've played games that are like 45 minutes that I had a blast with. Senya's Sacrifice, though, it is such an interesting idea that you're dealing with a, dark fantasy situation. The only thing I don't understand with Senya's Sacrifice is like when I watched the first game, it seemed like she has psychosis and she realizes like the fantasy type stuff with like in her life and in her religion and in like what they believe as a that it isn't real. Like she comes to terms with the fact that like okay, there's no god that's going to bring like my boyfriend's body back to life. Um so this was kind of silly. I need to get with it and kind of fix myself mentally. But then the second one, it just seems like now she definitely does live like in a fantasy world where there's giants and stuff to fight and everything like that. So I'm always kind of confused with that. The tree part was more challenging. Was great, just not the original. Okay, all right. Um, yeah, I don't. That's the only thing I don't understand with that whole series is like, is she in fantasy or is she in, or like, is it just like we're not supposed to know because her grip on reality is always changing? It is a really unique premise. Like, I wish there was more games like that that dealt with um mental struggles, like in a more charitable and down to earth. Well, I say down to earth. I don't know how down to earth. Like just in a way where it's like not about like, oh no, psychopath gonna kill everybody. Like mental problems. That person's the bad guy. Like where it was like you actually fighting with the mental problem in a tangible or visual way. I felt like that's what was really incredible with that. She actually went to hell. Oh, and technically became the hell goddess. Okay, so fantasy is really actually part of their world. Okay, it's not just like her imagination being like, oh, okay, I got to get a better grip back on reality. That's interesting. Iron Lung. I have played Iron Lung. How do you feel about Markiplier's making a whole movie? I'm really excited for this. I cannot wait. Apparently, um, it's not just him trying to like create like, oh, I just want to make it a longer version of the same game. him and the guy who made the game, the guy who made the game's like writing a longer version of the story and like helping Mark bit by bit shoot this whole thing like as he's writing it. Oh, when you wear headphones, you hear voices. Oh, that's kind of super cool. In the second one, there is a battle of fears and going the distance like heroes before. Okay. If you liked Iron Lung, you should check out shoot, what's the name of it? I can never remember all these different game names. Dread Delusion. Have you played Dread Delusion? That's a good dark fantasy. It's more kind of like steampunk fantasy. Actually, that whole series, like the whole, because Iron Lung was part of the what are those demos called? Deadly something? Hold on. Hold on. I got to go to the store to find out. And it seems like recently they're not coming out with them anymore. Like they're called like Deadly. No, what are those releases called? Like the Dead. I can't remember. But it's like always a haunted PS1 disc that you're playing, and there's a bunch of games on it. Some of those game ideas are like really dark and interesting. Like I picked up Iron Lung. I had never seen to get anywhere. It's okay. Um, it is. I mean, it's a slow burn game, literally. Um, it's kind of a mix between like mapping and just working on your internal fears to make you worry about. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of such a game, Yames games. You guys should check these out. Um, Discover My Body and Growing My Grandpa. These the titles of these games. And he's got one other one. Most of these are free. Growing My Grandpa you have to pay for, but it's like $2 or $3. But what's the other one called? It's something like Deep Sea, and it's got such a like wild idea. Yames has to be one of the few game devs I've seen who is coming out with ideas for horror that are kind of like on another level. Like there's like, the whole like, run away from chasing thing. That's like a whole sphere within itself. And then there's ones where it's like, yeah, maybe you have to run away, but there's also some new kind of creature and puzzle ideas that make us slightly different from every horror game out there. And then there's like Yames all the way out here making stuff that's like, what if you got to see God and he was nothing like you imagined? Like his stuff's like really out there. And Subnautica, that one's all right. These days, I used to be really into games like Subnautica where you had to like build and survive and like collect and gather resources and like these days I just can't get as into those games after like playing Minecraft for years or playing like um 7 Days to Die for a long time and stuff. Like it's just like I know what the final thing is I need to do. I need to make the best epic structure of everything I can make with these resources. And I know the path to get there, but I just don't have the patience to sit there down these branching paths of now you have this, now you can upgrade this, now you can make a better version of this so that you can make the tool to make the better version. Death Trips. Is Death Trips a game? Or is that a movie or something? Are you Christian? Who, me? I'm not a Christian. I grew up in a Catholic environment. Like I went to Catholic school my whole life and went to Catholic church and believed it for a long time, but I'm not I'm not like a uh yeah. I mean, look, I respect every religion, that treats people with the golden rule, but for me, Christianity is not it. Oh yeah, me no, sorry, not a Christian. But again, like, I'm also not a person who's like atheism is the only way, God doesn't exist. I'm not like that type of person either. So what am I? I'd say I believe like a mixture between Shintoism and my own sort of personal philosophy. Um, Honestly, Shintoism makes the most sense to me as far as how it works. Um, but I don't know. I borrow a little bit from other religions too, but mostly, I mean, my honest opinion is that, people are more than welcome to worship whatever their God or not God is. But my honest belief is that if there is a God, it's the God of all religions, and it's just been made into a different form to make other people more comfortable. Um, and to imagine we have any idea what, well, we're about to get into one of these massive philosophical conversations again. Um, I respect everybody else's beliefs. My beliefs are more sort of esoteric to me, which are a mixture of there are some parts of Christianity I like there's parts of the Bible I really like. I think there's like good messages in there, but I also really enjoy even like with the stuff I draw that's kind of like dark fantasy stuff. I get a lot of inspiration from Catholicism, from like the really old tales, but I don't believe it as like a religion. But I know there's some probably ways I act or things I do or influence in my own personal life philosophy that comes from Catholicism in some way just because I was raised in it for so long. Yeah. Is truth universal and absolute or not? Tr- I mean, um, I would say no. Um, because you're basing truth on what we perceive as our reality. Perception is reality for the most part for most people, but is it the only reality? Um, you know, I believe that there's more to existence than just our very, very small lives as humans on Earth. I think we're a very, very tiny drop in an ocean of possibilities as far as how, where, in what form, and what conscious in life actually is. Um, I don't believe we're like the only um, race of conscious sentient beings. I believe there's other stuff out there that exists on levels that we as humans with mortal minds cannot fully perceive. So, because of that, the truth that we know is not necessarily an objective truth that covers all forms of existence. Does that make sense? Where do you go when you die? I mean, nobody gets out of life alive, so we don't truly know that. My theory, my imagination wanders to rejoining a pool of souls. I mean, kind of like the same thing Shintoism believes. It's like you go back to the soul pool, and depending on how much you've learned in the life that you've lived, you either get reborn again to learn more about existence. And if you're enlightened enough where you've lost all, desire that pulls you down and makes you a fool for temptations, um, then maybe you ascend and you go beyond just what is a mortal or human form. And that can keep fluctuating up and down depending on how much you um, learn within a lifetime. And that also depends where you go after, but there isn't, I don't believe in like a hell. I don't think there is like a hell. I just don't. And also, my idea of God is that every, God is everything. God is every person, every soul, every like a conglomeration of those who've come before us and those who will be in the future, and even like beings and forms of existence that we can't perceive as humans. We only transitioned about 6% of the galaxy and history of all planetary life on. Do you pay for your sin? Um, hmm. I mean, according to like how I imagine where you go beyond this life, um, yes and no. If you use your life for wasteful, disgusting, greedy things, I'm not saying you pay for it by being punished, but maybe you pay for it by not receiving a higher form of enlightenment as you travel to the next plane of existence, as far as like maybe you're coming back and it's like, okay, maybe you should try out the existence of a dog and see how that pertains to the life of a human. And maybe you'll understand, emotions on that level better. And once you have, you can come back to the human form and kind of try to learn that again. Uh, It'd be sick if your grim fantasy a monster forming from a soul pool. That'd be pretty sick. That's kind of like the false hydra. Have you ever heard of that monster, the false hydra? It's kind of like the disgusting forms of soul pushed into this being. Answer: you can't. You can't pay for your sin. Hey Hugh, what's up, bud? Thanks for joining the stream. A new person. That's cool, man. I mean, maybe you've been on the channel before, but this is your first time on a stream. Pen name. Come back as COVID. There you go. Only then will you know true sin. Come back as COVID. Isn't it like, I mean, is a virus considered a living thing? Is that, I don't, I don't know if I would say viruses have like a conscious or a sentient form. Who will be on the other side that makes a decision as to where you go? Well, when you reach the highest form, um, you're God. You join the God. The God is the souls of everyone who's passed on and reached a certain level of enlightenment. So that's kind of like a committee of like, I don't want to say judge and jurors, but they are a committee of like, we've seen this much of existence, so we can understand the thread of life that you lived and why you made the decisions you did, because we've lived millions, thousands, billions, I don't know how many lives and forms over and over and over again to reach where we're at. They don't make a decision to punish you. They just make a decision on like what level you're at to continue to proceed up the pool of enlightenment. And they're also God, but they're also their own part of God and also their own enlightened form connected to the whole being that makes a god or gods. Like Shintoism. Shintoism is 2,000 gods, but all those gods form one god. It's kind of like in Catholicism, they have the Trinity, and the Trinity is three different forms, but also the same thing, right? Just imagine that on like an epic scale of like trillions, zillions, quadrillions. I don't think there's a number I can count to that would suffice. Yeah, right. As if I'm in a thought. Exactly. I mean, I'm also just a dumb YouTuber. I mean, I'm being serious when I say this. Like, I don't know shit. Like, you know, this is what I've come up with from, philosophy, Shintoism, Catholicism, reading multiple, you know, thinking on existence for a long time. I could be totally wrong. It could just be like the end of the path, your nothingness, or, maybe, the meatball spaghetti god is up there judging us on what type of pasta we become in the afterlife. I mean, it would be arrogant of me to say, like, I have all the answers. Who cares? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any worship involved. If someone, my biggest thing is like, I can't imagine a god that thinks you need to worship. Like, um, as a YouTuber myself, I don't like to call people fans because I feel like that is a insult to the people who are viewers and not necessarily a fact that everybody who watches me is a fan. In fact, there's probably lots of haters who watch me too. I know for a fact because of the comments. Um, so everyone who watches you isn't your fan. You can't call them that. And I think it would be vain for me to do so. Hence, God is in the same manner that he would never need everybody to be his fan for them to, for him to accept them. You know what I mean? They might not even have a concept of who, what, she, he, it, the thing is. But if they led a life that pertained to the golden rule and did the best they could with what they had and their circumstances, um, that's what they would be judged on rather than them judged on, like, did you go to this building that it connects to my word and my word is the best word and I'm the best, God, and did you go in there and use your communication straw to always tell me how much you love me? I can't imagine such a vain entity. Just because you live in Japan doesn't mean you have to believe Shinto. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't. That's not just for me. Like, for me, grasping the best understanding I can of how I think the afterlife works. For me personally, Shintoism made the most sense. Um, there's parts of that like that I think are ridiculous. Like, there's its connection to Buddhism, which gets into Jikoku, which is like their version of hell. And like I don't believe there is a hell. Like I can't see such a, there's parts of life on earth that are hell. Why would God create another hell part two, revengeance? Like we all go through a personal hell at some point in our life. Um, I don't know how much people think brutal punishment teaches them. I mean, maybe some people, if they want to believe that and that makes them feel comfortable with their religion, go for it. But like, there's like parts of Jikoku where kids have to sit there stacking rocks. If you've read anything about it, or like people who tell lies get their tongue pulled out and demons stab them through the tongue, like, is that necessary? Like, does that go, oh, I'm never going to tell a lie because a demon's going to stab me through the tongue? Like, what? Um, Just woke up from a weird nap. Weird naps are the best. Sometimes you have some of the craziest dreams. Um, you may have some comment settings that are set too high. I don't put, so the way I have my comments working, I don't put any banned words or anything blocked. I don't block anybody. I don't hide anybody. But I have noticed, and I've talked about this before in other videos, YouTube sometimes just decides when they want to like shadow block or like put a person in waiting for approval. In fact, I should check that now even. Um, it's really annoying, quite frankly. There was a time like when I had first started YouTube where I was like much more sensitive and I actually would block or ban or like, block certain words. I didn't want to confront it. Like the whole Quick Rhino confrontation of my life. I was like really embarrassed and ashamed of that. So I blocked like anybody talking about Quick Rhino. And then as I got older and realized how silly that was to not face the things I had done wrong, I unblocked everything. I eventually made it so I was just like clear everything out. The entire landscape and the studio side of YouTube has changed so much over the years that it would always reset. And one time when it reset, I was like, I'm not setting anything up anymore to block anything. In fact, let me check right now. Comments, not I haven't responded. There's ones that says like held for review. Oh, here you go. One of my own comments. So this is me commenting on my own channel from Osatoshi Nights. My own comment to do that on my channel has been blocked. I'm going to approve myself. Approve. So like, why, if someone wanted to talk about their channel in the comments, I'm not going to stop them from doing that. That's ridiculous. Okay, let me read you some of the stuff that gets blocked that I'm just like, why? Why YouTube? One is just like a nice dude named Jose. He says, one thing about J-vlogging and to some extent a big part of English speaking is that there are people that were the uncool kids or nerds in school. One good thing about the community was that people found content that they resonated with, their personalities, such as being nerds or unpopular or awkward, and found a sense of connection through that. No, why would I would never block something like this. Okay, approved. How long ago was that? 11 days ago. Okay, that's not too bad. Approve. Here's one guy. I didn't block this guy, but this dude's a hater. He says, you gatekeeped and actively tried to cancel most J-vloggers, used fake drama to get your views, and now you barely break 2K a video. You contributed to your own demise, Scott. So I'm approving him because I really don't care. That's fine. Like, that sounds like someone who hasn't really learned much about the community. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for the past 15 years, 2K is about what I get on views forever. It's ever changing, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you can still find someone who just moved to Japan and is uploading videos themselves. Oh, and then they list it like a bunch of like great YouTuber. Oh, this is so Natsukashi. Apple Milk 1988, Black Unk, Busan Kevin, who cool guy. Caffeine Jedi, another awesome person. I knew her in real life. Chemist in Japan. Oh, Chemist in Japan, dude. I haven't talked to that guy in ages. Claytonian, literally a dude who was like my dungeon master for a Dungeons and Dragons game I played online. Obviously, I wouldn't ban anything by him. We're still friends to this day. Give me a break, man. Give me a play. He's just like listing a bunch of people. Help me find parents. All right, approved. And then here's another dude who's a hater. It's actually the same guy. Views not picking up. Shame you don't fake drama again like the good old days. Man, oh man, this dude is angry at me, but approved. I don't care. Oh, here we go. This is a guy who said, I was one of the people who unsubscribed back in the day, which was deserved. Quick Rhino overreacted with no comments and deleting his videos originally. Absolutely. But the entire conversation was Quick Rhino stole the money. He will not refund it. And there was never any evidence to suggest as such. And it was a complete slander. So yeah, from there I remembered Unrested as the guy who falsely accused Quick Rhino and made him leave YouTube. Some people just overreact worse to things. Quick Rhino only carries 1% of the blame. But he got a bunch of hate mail and scammer and fraud alerts, so it's somewhat understandable not to take it well. But you can get swept up if everyone calls someone a scammer. Probably happens today more than ever with drama videos. And that's approved. Like, I never would block that. Where's Quick Rhino? Do we know what he was doing at all? Approved. Just a week ago, a guy named Darren Salerno went missing for a few days. His family set up a GoFundMe and generated $14K. Turns out he was detained by the police for doing something bad. Thus tells me a scam was planned. Most of the missing in Japan were likely drunk people held by the police. I hope this family gets justice. And that was for the one called When People Go Missing in Japan. So there we go. I do still get stuff that's blocked by YouTube, and they choose it. I don't have anything banned at all. Who was Quick Rhino? Oh, I got a whole video on it. Go back a couple videos, and I explained the whole story of what went down with Quick Rhino. How old am I now? I'm 45 years old. Your own demise. I know, right? Your own demise. Like, how? I don't get it. Like, I'm still getting the same amount of views I got 15 years ago. Sure, I never blew up. That's fine. But I also am not like, down to only a couple views. If I was down to like only a couple hundred views per video, then I'd be like, uh-oh, yeah, my demise. I mean, my streams kind of get that, but streams are like really boring and annoying because it's me talking for 2.5 hours, and not everybody wants to watch that. I don't know if I want to go back and watch myself talk for 2.5 hours. No New Testament is added to the Old Testament. All right. Where are we going with this? Sorry, I don't want to mispronounce your name. Mayar? Is that correct? Mayar Ahadi? Are, are you trying to proselytize to me? You're trying to get me to join some kind of religion? It's been translated, not changed. Know the difference. It's been I don't know. You're talking about the Bible? Yeah, it's been translated, but it's also been contextually changed by people who decided to change it. Like, I mean, the King James Bible is different from another Bible, maybe like, the one based on Calvinism, or like, I mean, they still have changes made to them, and some are missing books and some have other books. And apparently there was like a bunch of other books that were never added to the Bible that had been written, but no one wanted, they were like, oh, we should leave those out and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's multiple different types of Bibles, and then it's contextually taken in multiple different ways. So, yeah, sure, it was translated, but that's just one minor change of it. Get his absolute truth from a book that has been written and rewritten so many different times. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like, look, dude, seriously, if you get strength, if you get wisdom, if you get like a righteous path to life from the Bible, dude, that's awesome, man. I'm happy. I'm happy for you, man. Seriously. But it might not work that way for everybody. You can't, the beauty of humanity is the fact that we're bountifully different. All right. Through the Bible, there are versions based on the times and the language, and just the Bible isn't an answer. Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many different types of Bibles. Let's look it up. Let's see how many different types there are. How many different types of the Bible are there? All right. About 50 different versions. Yeah. And those 50 different versions like exclude, cut things out, add things to it, take some books that other ones don't, which is fine, man. Like, that's okay. Some religions like cultivated a certain customized version of it that they like the best, that worked the best for their creed, code, and way of life. Some of them I think are like, like, I don't know if you guys know the history of the Quakers. Like, the guy who made Quaker Oats, right? They believed that the act of, well, what it takes to make a kid, even that is like a sin. So the only way they could grow their religion was by adopting. And of course, like, that religion died out because that's just not great for the fruition of a religion long term. So I mean, some of them kind of led them down a path where you're like, okay, that's not really going to work out. If you don't know it, but even the Heaven's Gate cult themselves, they got a lot of their passages from the Bible, like a lot of the things they believe, but they contextually changed them to fit that they were supposed to be in like meat suits and eventually rise above these meat suits to join an energy-based alien life form following on the Hale-Bopp comet. So, I mean, steer that ship where you want, but be careful where it takes you. If the message doesn't change, what's the point in saying it's been changed? But it has been changed. Like, all these different Bibles, like, I mean, you know why the King James Bible is different from another Bible? He wanted to divorce his wife. I mean, so he had it changed so that he could divorce his wife. So, I mean, the message did change in between those different versions. I mean, right? Like, so, I mean, I'm not sure. What do you mean? Like, the message hasn't been changed? The 10 Commandments, when it was taken to okay, what's the religion? The Mormons, right? They added like another 5 commandments, so they actually have 15 commandments, right? So I mean, that changed quite severely. So yeah, Jonah is totally right here. Like, what version are you talking about? Like I just said, there's like 50 different versions. So I mean, like, it's cool. If it works for you, dude, go with it, man. But, again, you can't expect other people to see the same path that you're taking and, you know, think that that should also, some of them might see it and be like, oh, that sounds like it might work for me. And if it does, awesome, dude. But you can't expect everybody to follow the same path in life. All right. What do we got? All right. What's the gospel? The gospel of who? John? Which one are we talking about? Danzig has to say about the missing stuff. Danzig's actually like really well researched on a lot of that stuff. He recently tried to sell his house and like he wanted like millions and millions of dollars for it. And apparently like it's just like a total slum. Like it's like he had like a bed that was on like cinder blocks and like plywood and um what's the gospel? Which gospel? All versions have the same gospel, but you don't know what the gospel is. The way I remember, I don't know about you, but like in there's 4 different gospels. So the gospel of Matthew, the gospel of Mark, the gospel of Luke, and the gospel of John. Which gospel are you talking about, dude? I'm, you're asking. We don't know which version of the Bible you're talking about. We don't know which gospel you're talking about, but you're like going singular with each of these things you're asking when there's a multi-form answer. I'm super confused where you're going with this. What's the message? What's the message in what? Like, it's not going straight. I mean, the overall message is the golden rule when it comes to like, almost all religions, the Bible, what God teaches us, everything. I mean, are you asking me to cultivate it into one singular phrase or something? Or are you asking like, what's the trifold path or the tenfold path of Buddhism? I mean, uh, you're using Occam's razor where there isn't a chance to use it because there's multifaceted, multi-branched versions of every single Christian religion. And what's the point of the gospel? To spread the good word. It's not to spread the good word? Okay. You tell me, Mayar. Yeah, I think you've already won over Skeletor and me. We're here listening. You've got the stage. It's yours. Go for it. Well, you're saying the gospel, but there's 4 gospels. Like, I'm, I don't. Do you want me to like melt it all down into like the most basic idea I can? Do you want me to like make a conglomeration of these 4 gospels? Do you want me to like look for the words that show up the most in all these gospels, or like you're I don't know if you're being cryptic in a comedic way or you're being cryptic in like a um like teacher role or like I mean just tell us. Don't hold us in a tension that makes us want to know the answer. Just tell us, man. You're here to preach. Preach. It's not calculus. Nope. I didn't do a lot of math inside of the It's a good book. You gonna head to bed? Yeah, dude. Sorry, Jonah. Sorry, dude. Have a good one, man. Rest easy, dude. I don't believe you've read it. Read what? Which version? I've read the Catholic Bible. I don't know which one you've read either. That's why I don't know if you've read it either, because I don't know what it is. There's so many different versions. Um, I know you're imagining yourself coming across as like abundantly brilliant with your message, but you're kind of like simplifying things that have a multifaceted purpose and multifaceted versions. So it's a little bit confusing. And brother, look, if it works for you, dude, I'm happy for you, man. Like I'm seriously happy for you. But I mean, I don't know why you're here preaching on unrested. uh, why is my hand doing the sign of the cross instinctively? What's happening? Skeletor, the light is coming for you. And when he asks you, when you're gonna die, where do you think you're gonna go? You better say hell because that's where all your friends are right now, and you want to hang out, right? Do you know where you're gonna go when you die? I had a woman ask me that once, and I said hell because that's where all my friends are, and she stopped asking me any more questions. God, YT's chat filter is so annoying. Oh God, what is it filtering, man? Oh man, okay. That is annoying, dude. Let me check if there's any way to like make sure there's no filter. Let me actually, you know what? Let me Google that. Is there a way to make sure YT chat has no filter? Okay, how to turn off the YouTube live chat box. No, how to turn off the YouTube live chat box. Oh, no, that just says how to turn it off completely. Can I permanently? No. How to unfilter? No. All it's got is like tutorials for how to turn off filters on AI chat. Boo. There's nothing that shows us if there's a way to turn off filters for YouTube. Well, whatever it's filtering, I promise you I haven't set anything up. I'm sorry, that sucks. All right. Mayar, I think like you might be in the wrong chat for right now. I'm not a fan of banning anybody or blocking anybody, but I also don't want my chat usurped for proselytizing, so we're more than happy to chill with you and hear what your beliefs are. We're actually very open-minded and, happy to hear how it's led you down the path you want to live in life. But if you're going to use this for a podium to preach to us about how you've found the one true way, one true God, or whatever, dude, it's this isn't the place, man. This is not why I started the Unrested channel or the Osoroshi channel. Do you have that on the one you popped out? Space Dandy. No, I've never heard of Space Dandy. Yo, this is sick. I've seen this one before. I've seen this before. I just never knew this was called Space Dandy. I thought this would have had like a more hardcore name than this. I like Potato. Potato is the true path in life, my friend. Alicia, welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like maybe he finally left. I didn't actually have to ban. Oh no. I didn't ask you for anything. I just said, like, tell us what you follow, dude. I don't want to be preached to, man. Cowboy Bebop is good, man. All-time favorite. And also just the OST of Cowboy Bebop. What space day? I'm sure it's like Uchu Dandi. Let's see what they say. It might just be katakana. Space Dandy. Japanese title. I'll bet you it's just like Space Dandy. Oh. Yep, I'm right. Space Dandy. It's just all katakana. I figured as much. Potato is life. Potato is God. Very true, Alicia. I'm glad you too have seen the golden light of the wonderful fries that potatoes make. Any new Japanese metal bands you would recommend? We talked a lot about this last night, actually. We like went through a big list. God, I always forget the name of this one though. What is it called? Like Escape the Scream or something, or Over the Scream? Over the Scream. Hold on. I'll find it again. Okay, so you probably know we talked about this one last night, Andy. Hanabi. Hey, so Thrustavius, your message just said message retracted. Did you do this or did YouTube do this? Sometimes I see this happen in the chat and I'm like, oh, did they like erase what they tried to say? I was trying to ask you the other night when you were talking music, you into black? Of course, man, of course. I'm not into, there's some black metal, like I'm not a big fan of, like, you know, the really, really old stuff where it's just like almost kind of a mix between doom and black. And it's just like that super garage band sound of just like really, really like lo-fi, kind of just sounds like someone's banging metal cans and like just learned how to play their first guitar with like the distortion turned to 11, and then the person screaming is like so poorly recorded you can barely hear them over the music. Like I'm not into that kind of really old style black metal, but like, you know, well produced, like Dimmy Burger. Burger. Dimmy Burger. Oh, you love that stuff? I don't know, like some of it. Okay, like I know people would be upset to hear me say it, but like really old Burzum before it got associated with what's his face, Vargas Vikernes, and his horrible way and thoughts on life and people and philosophy is disgusting. But yeah, on YT chat, make sure you're set to all messages, not top messages. Oh, wait, hold on. Did it did it retract your message here? Okay, you know what? Actually, add as moderator. Can manage blocked words change? All right. Now, how do I say yes? Hold on. Give me a second here. Save. Save. And who else? Dubman, you're always here. Actually, Skeletor too. You are too. Add, save, and I've never done it, so I need to do it. Oh, no, wait, it says I already made you one. Oh, wait, is Skeletor there? Oh, Dubman, I already made you a moderator? It doesn't show you as a moderator. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, that's weird. All right. Oh, now it does. Now it does. Why didn't it do it before? Swamp Lord, Old Man's Child is the Demubiger guitarist personal band and is pretty awesome and well produced. Who dropped out of the band recently? Didn't someone retire from Demubiger? I can never say it right. Dimuburger. You ever watch Death Clock? And one of the restaurants in the show is like Demute Burger. I came back for a moment because I just remembered while brushing my teeth that the existence of the Sea Scrolls is proof that the Bible and stuff is doctored to an extent. Isn't even the Shroud of Turin, like they found out that was just like a recreation eventually, like just like someone who was really good at like painting the inside of a cloth and using like really old oils and stuff, like they figured out that was a complete fabrication too. I mean, guys, when I was how old? I was about 16. I was still like a really strong believer in Catholicism. I thought it was like all 100% real. Um, and we had a man who came to my school who said, if you want to go to Herzegovina and near Bosnia and former Yugoslavia, I will take you there. Just pay a little bit and I'll pay as much as you can and I'll pay the complete rest. And we were going to go there and we were going to meet 10 people who, when they were children, were given the secrets uh, of about Jesus from Mary showing up to them. And I think I only paid something like $400 to go, and he paid the rest, which is crazy. This dude was like mega rich. He owned like a whole bunch of 7-Elevens in Florida. And he took about 10 or 12 of us. We went on this trip. We went out there, and the people out in Herzegovina had been through hell and back because most of their places had been absolutely annihilated by the Bosnia War. And they highly believed this stuff, like hardcore believed everything Catholicism. And like it was a mix between Orthodox Catholicism and just standard Catholicism. And I listened to this like with bright and wide believing eyes. I bought everything they advertised. Um, I was like, oh my God, dude, I got to become like a better Catholic. Like these guys know like the truth, like, and um, this is amazing that Mary's actually shown up to them and given them secrets, and these secrets will be revealed in like multiple years and stuff like that. And some of them already had. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, definitely, this is the path I'm supposed to choose. And as I got older, like, I got to college and some of the stuff just wasn't adding up. Like I said, like I've gone through the Bible and I found passages where I was just like, wait, what? Like, how come we just ignore this? And it's like a horrible thing to talk about and do. Like I said, like the one where it's like, thou shalt beat thine slave inches from life, but do not take his life and stuff like that. Um, and I started to be like, maybe there's other stuff like this. So I got deeper and deeper into it until like I found out about the papal schism and stuff like that, the history of the Catholic Church, where it was just like greed and money laundering. And, with the papal schism, there was like three popes at one time, and all of them were like, I'm the true pope because they wanted to like grab that throne and take the money that came with it. And then there was Pope Boniface, which if you learn about how evil he was, I mean, you would imagine he became a demon incarnate. Um, and then there was the scandal with modern day priests, even while I was going to the church with altar boys. And I don't think I need to get deep into explaining that to you. Um, and eventually I was like, this is all a farce. Like, I'm listening to these guys that are less righteous than I myself am. I'm listening to these guys who never led a good life at all and have done horrible, twisted, dark, disturbing things. And in fact, if you look at the history of the Catholic Church, like the Crusades, the Inquisition, and stuff like that, you're like, this is gruesome. Like, we don't have a great history. And I started to be like, maybe this is not the answer. And then later, the Pope came out and even said, like, oh, yeah, I know about those kids in Herzegovina who were told the 10 secrets. He was like, I don't really think that's true. I think it's a bit of a farce. So then I thought about, like, so all this time they've just been kind of like telling these tales to be, I guess, popular in their tiny little village and have people travel from thousands of miles away just so they can kind of get like the clout of believers. Disgusting. And so the more I saw the flaws of it, the more I realized like there is no one true path. There is no, wrong or right way to be part of a religion or take a part of a religion or follow a part of a religion. It's up to you to create what a religion is. And really, at the end of the day, the meaning to life is to find your meaning to life. And that's what I was left with. And I'm pretty satisfied with that at 45 years old. And, like I said, if you do find strength in another way or another discipline or religion or something you've read or a philosophy you follow, I'm really happy for you. But I also don't think that that's the right way for everybody. All right, I don't know what's sorry about the crazy philosophical tangent. Most of the relics and reliquaries are fake. Yeah, that's true. But dude, aren't reliquaries sick, bro? Dude, I love the idea of a reliquary. This highly ornate golden piece sitting upon the altar with a tiny little glass door on it, and there's a bone inside, dude. That's like Warhammer levels of epic. Yeah, they just take a dog's heart and put it in a glass. Yeah, probably. I know there's the way that these different parts were supposedly scattered and everything like this, it's like, well, that saint better have been like a giant because his body parts keep adding up more and more across all of Europe. Just a question. Do you have any game recommendations? Alicia, what are you looking for? Tell me the genre and I will make a recommendation. I have played a little bit of everything. Please let me know what you're in the mood for. Pope Boner Face. Got him. Got him. It's just a pyramid scheme. Yeah. It's a pyramid scheme and it's, it's a tool that's been used to amass thousands to obey the imaginary laws of their Sky Daddy. And, that's fine, man. If Sky Daddy make you happy, follow Sky Daddy. Yeah, reliquaries are 100% wicked AF. I agree, dude. But, dude, don't they look sick, bro? Dude, there's like in my game, my Infernal Dominion game, like they're dealt with a lot, like because there's such a crazy idea. People worshiping the bones of the dead, like that's sick, man. No, they cool AF. Yeah, I mean they're super cool, right? Like I'm sure there's some reliquaries that would make a sick black metal album cover, right? Dude, that's like real Dark Souls. Yeah, dude. I'm playing through Suikoden right now. Suikoden. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I played Suikoden. Wait. Suikoden. Sorry. I had it spelled wrong. That's why I kept saying it wrong too. Oh, dang. We're going through some old school JRPG masterpiece. Yeah, I've played this. Dude, it's good. Man, you're going old school, man. Of course, super good. I miss those days where I had the time, the patience, the immersion. I wish I could find games like that again that like really pulled me in and like made me die to know what the next episode, part, place, where you're gonna go. I still find games like that once in a while, but it's more and more rare these days. I'm playing through Suikoden. Okay, dude, we should get an RPG session going in the disc. Yes, we should. Okay, but I'm not the dungeon master. Actually, I could be for like my own world. I don't know. Yeah, dude, I agree, Thrustavius. Dude, we should do it, man. I've been dying to do that. What could we do? How could we do it? We should definitely do it. That should be like a members thing to do. Maybe if I'm the one who hosts it, that's the members thing to do. Like members can play it. I don't want to go like more than 6 max. Once you start to get past like 6 players, it like takes a million years for people to do what they want to do. It'd be like, let's see, I take out my dagger and unsheath it from my satchel, and then I point it towards and the next person's like, when do I get to go? Like you never feel like you get anything done. There's a Discord? What? Jonah. Oh, that's right. I didn't post a video this week for members because it disconnected my members this week. I was like, didn't I post it in the newest video? I actually had members disconnected from, what was it? It was like Saturday all the way through Tuesday because YouTube had to verify that I actually was an American citizen using an American IP address with an American bank account because I switched it from Japan. All right, Jonah. I'm gonna post it again. I think probably the link's still valid, but I'm gonna post it again on the next video. Oh my God, my cat just dropped off a hunk of fur with flesh. Oh no. Oh. Wait. Oh, okay. I read that wrong at first. I thought you meant like your cat had like a chunk of flesh and fur fall off of it. And I was like, no, dude, what is going on? Like, go to the vet. But you're saying it found something that it chomped off a big. Okay. That's still pretty gross, dude. I'm sorry. That's pretty gross. There's a secret Discord clubhouse. It's not secret. It's nothing crazy. Honestly, I used to have one that was open to like all members. Not all members, all viewers, but it actually got like overly crowded. It got to a point where like it was unmanageable. And I even put like another friend who I was like, "Hey, can you help manage it?" And he was like, "Yeah, but like, he's not getting paid anything," or so he kind of lost track of it too. And just the whole thing went haywire. Um, like there were some people who wanted way too much time to talk to me, or like other people who would like fight with other members because they're like, I'm talking to Unrest It right now. And I was just like, this is a catastrophe. Like I had 4 people who kind of got in like a big fight about who could talk to me when, or like getting in between a conversation and stuff like that. Is that Mom? Oh shoot. Sorry, I'll be right back, guys. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. I gotta take this. It's people checking up to make sure I'm okay. Hey, what's up? So, man, you should see today, dude. Hold on, let me send you a picture real quick, okay? Let me show you somebody's house in my neighborhood. Okay? Oh, dude. I'm sorry to interrupt you again. You know this gym here? You know, that's an outfit. So I was showing you. Sorry, I've been looking at pictures of like there's one. Yeah. You just lay on the bed right here. Hold on. Let me go check. This thing out real quick. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Hey guys, I'm sorry. It's my wife calling from Japan. I need to talk to her because she's worried about, we've got the big hurricane going on now. I'm so sorry to suddenly end it right here, but she comes first. Sorry guys. It's been awesome. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. If you're in Florida, stay safe, okay?